Hello YouTube. Today I'm doing some more work in the motorhome, and today I'm going to upgrade my solar from a cheap Chinese PWM controller to a cheap Chinese PWM controller. Right, here's my solar setup. That's my main solar setup. I've got a 285 watt panel on the roof with 115 amp flooded lead acid battery, which is in there somewhere. Currently nearly fully charged, 1 amp going into the battery. But I also have a second panel on the roof, and it's just a 20 watt little flexible solar panel, which is for maintaining the actual engine battery. So, you know, we're never left with a flat battery really. But I'll show you in here. It's like the wardrobe. Give a bit of light on the subject. Right, there's a cheap Chinese controller there, but it never tells you the proper display of the battery. Now the battery's healthy because I took it off and fully charged it, but this controller is saying it's not healthy. So I'm going to change it to again a cheap Chinese controller. In fact, this one in here costs more than the one I'm putting in, but this one is a fair few years old now. But the new one has a digital display, so I can actually see the voltage of the battery, the state of charge, how many amps are going in. So yeah, we're going to swap that over just to give me a bit more information on the main engine battery. Hopefully you can see this all right. We're working in a tight space. This is the cable that goes to the small solar panel. So whenever you're changing solar controllers or rigging them up or whatever, the solar panel is always the last thing you connect. Let's remove that. And this wire here goes off to the main engine battery. I never installed that wire. I would never have used actually, yes, remove that first. Yeah, I would have never used household wire, but it's a very small wattage panel, so for this application that is fine. So this is the terminal for the main engine battery. Oh, the state of that. I wonder if I've got a ring terminal to go on there. Right, so that's disconnected. I'll grab some tape and insulate that off while we're doing the work. Last thing we want is it arcing and producing a fire. So that's that safely insulated off, and remove the old solar controller. This is a new one with a digital display. Still cheap, nasty and basic, but for this it will do the job. I might put that there. Actually, let's put it higher up there. No, I like it there. I have no idea if you've seen all of this. I can't see the back of the screen on the camera. Right, that's that installed. The battery is reading 12.3 volt, and that was fully charged the other day. So the old charge controller has not been charging it at all. So it could indicate that I've got a problem somewhere. Could be a drain on the main battery. It could be the solar panel for the battery that I've got installed on the roof gone faulty, because they have a diode in which stops the electric flowing back into the panel when there's, you know, when there's no sun, the panel's not producing power, the battery has more power in it, so it will trickle back to the solar panel if the diode is blown. So it may be a case of that. But we'll get the panel plugged in now and see what the controller tells us about the panel. It could be I might need to get a replacement panel or replace the diode in that one. Tidy those ends up a little bit. This is only thin wire because it's only a 20 watt panel. You don't need any more than that for a 20 watt panel. Let's get the positive in first. Actually, it might go under those wires for the other solar controller. Very awkward working in a small wardrobe. Right, that's not seeing anything from the small solar panel, so I've obviously got a problem with that, and it's quite possible that power has been draining back into it. Let's just make sure those connections are properly in. In fact, what I'll do is I'll take that out and put a meter on it and see if we've got any voltage coming through. It's reading 0.1 of a volt off the little 20 watt solar panel. There could be two reasons for that. Is the sun is out, it's hot, it's a semi-flexible panel, they overheat, and when they get too hot they produce very little voltage. What we'll do is rig it up, have a look at it a bit later in the day when it's cooled down, and if it's still reading the same, then it's replace the diode or replace the panel. No idea. What I'm going to do, because like I say, I think it's too hot and the panel's overheated, I'm going to go up onto the roof with a bottle of cold water, tip it on the panel, cool it down. If it starts producing and the voltage on here goes up, then we know it's that. Right, just been up on the roof, cooled the panel off, which was really hot, and it's still seeing nothing from the panel. So I can honestly say the panel is knackered. I think I will just get a new panel. I'll get like a 40-watt one to go out there. Yeah, it was only a cheap 20 quid flexible panel anyway. Oh well, never mind. Right, I've just been up on the roof, cooled the solar panel down, and it's still not giving out any voltage whatsoever. So I think I'll just replace the panel. It was only a cheap 20-watt semi-flexible, which cost 20 quid new. I think I'll put a rigid panel up there, 40-watt, just to power the engine battery to keep it in good condition. Incidentally, when I install a new battery system, because I'm going to put 3 AGM batteries in, I'm going to do away with the van hookup, all the van 12-volt electrics which were built by the manufacturer, and run all my own solar 12-volt system, split the charge relay, get rid of all this wiring, it's unnecessary, and then any wiring I do have left over, tidy it up into conduits, and then I'm going to build a wall which goes in here, which slides out, so it will hide all this, and then if I need to do any work on there, I'll just slide the wall out and keep it all nice and tidy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Any ideas that you think I've missed, stick them in the comments below, and hopefully subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.